You know, the only thing that truly matters in this whole awakening process is to understand that you are really not your mind. Whatever's going on in your mind, you're not that. And you know, a lot of people have questions about awakening. How should I handle this situation? How should I do this? How should I do this? But once you can see that all these questions arise in your mind and you're not the question itself, you're not the one asking this question, but you're the one observing this question, already being free from it, already having the answer because you are the answer. You're standing apart from this appearance. It seems like you're standing apart from this appearance because you're not personally involved in this question. You're not really in the movie, you're the one observing it. And there's actually not someone standing apart from it. That's just an illusion. But I have to use this kind of language to make you see what I see. You know, when there's just this mind and it's constantly thinking and thinking and thinking about you and your life, and you have to find out how to wake up and how to handle this situation, how to do this. You don't have to practice anything to make your mind quiet, because that's too mechanical, you know? Because I know there are practices you can do to make your mind quiet and it's perfectly still, but then you're clinging to this, thinking that this is the ultimate goal, and now you have to make sure that it will stay quiet. And now you're chasing that state of being where you don't have thoughts, and you think you have failed when you have a lot of thoughts. The only thing that is really important is to understand that you're not the thoughts. Allow it to think. There is a place that is not really bothered by whatever's going on in the mind. And you can literally, just like right now, you can pause the video if you want to, and allow your mind to think as if it's completely natural, because it is natural. The mind thinks like the heart beats, the lungs breathe. You allow the mind to think, and you can observe it, but you're really not. You don't have to be invested in it. You're not a part of the movie. You're really just watching it. And that's not really a practice to get somewhere. It's really just to recognize you're not who you thought you were. You're not this idea that you have of yourself. That is the I. That is this artificial sense of self that you are observing from a place where nobody is. And that's literally just it. And when you become used to this understanding and knowing, and you just live this truth, and it's just natural, and you're not identified with thoughts. They are allowed to be there, but you're not identified with them. Then so many things can just fall off. All these negative beliefs and traumas and, you know, beliefs about yourself, who you thought you were, beliefs about the world, traumas, programs, all these. I think that's what causes the karma. If you have a belief and you act out of this belief because you think it's you, and then you recognize that it's not really you, so it's falling off, and there's like this karma is eliminated. There's just a pure point of neutrality. There's just this equilibrium. It's just a kind of peace that cannot be described, because it doesn't really. It's not showing up as an emotion. It is an absence of emotion that is here, even if an emotion is there. It is, and even if there is like a painful feeling, there is an observer that is observing this feeling, and it is not reacting to it. Learn to allow thoughts to come and feelings to come, and don't react to them. Do not engage. They're just appearing. And all of your attachments will just simply fall off. and you will be able to live in the moment without having to really concentrate on some object. You know, there are two types of meditation. This objective meditation, where you can just put your concentration, your attention on some kind of sound. I like this kind of meditation, by the way, but it is not the most efficient way of meditating, if we can say it like that. At least in my opinion, because when you're putting your focus on some kind of object, let's say it's your breath, then you are disturbed every time a thought appears. And you feel like, oh no, a thought, I have to go back to the breath. And then you're in the breath. And you feel like you're succeeding, you feel like you're doing well, and then there's a thought again, oh no, okay, back to the breath. But there's another kind of meditation, it's a non-objective meditation where you can just be. The consciousness, which is not a thing, is just as it is, already here. And everything is allowed to appear. There are thoughts, emotions, sensations, even reactions. There can be a thought, and then there's the body's reaction to the thought, because it's an intense thought, it's an intense program. There's a reaction, but the consciousness is just recognizing this reaction, but the consciousness is not really reacting, it's never reacting. And the only thing that you have to figure out is you have to understand that you are this consciousness already. It is not reacting. Never. There can be an uncomfortable sensation in the body, a negative thought. Consciousness doesn't care. The more you understand and realize that you're not this uncomfortable feeling, you're not a negative thought, but you are the consciousness that doesn't care, the more this body-mind will be kind of reprogrammed to its original state, which is a peaceful state of being. Which is a state of being that is in a natural abundance. There's no pride in it, but there's no feeling of something's missing. It's just full, and it's okay, and it feels perfectly natural. Simply being here. And it's not just the being here, it also means allow your mind to think if it wants to think. Maybe you're a person with a very active mind. Maybe you have ADHD, and your mind is very, very active. And it's constantly thinking, maybe even two voices. Allow them to be there. Just observe them. Watch it as if it's a movie that you're not really interested in. And if you are interested, you can observe this interest also. Okay, some kind of, there's like some interest here, but I'm observing it. It is allowed, it's no problem. I don't have to really engage and fix it and change it, and I don't have to make it quiet. It is allowed to be loud. If it's loud, it's just loud. There's no problem. There's no problem. And then a question can arise. But what if this happens? But what should I do in this situation? This happened to me. Look at that thought. It's not you. You're free. But I don't feel, the thought says, but I don't feel free because I feel this negative sensation. Observe that. Don't change it. Don't change it. Whatever's happening in the movie, don't feel like you are someone in the movie that can actually change something about that movie. Observe it. Simply observe the movie. And your body and your mind will slowly learn to be non-reactive to what's going on. You won't have this anxiety, you won't be anxious, you won't be nervous. You will be calm and also collected. Because when all these stories fall away, so there's no story about a separate being that is here looking through those eyes, but there is simply what's perceived, then you can actually act very appropriate to this moment. What is actually important right now? What is essential? You're not caught in your mind, oh, what should I do? I did this in the past, something that's happening in the future, this and that. You know, it's real. It doesn't matter what you think. Really, it doesn't matter what you think, what others think, what you think that others could think. It really doesn't matter. It's really just see how unnecessary thoughts are. The only thing that's necessary is what's here, what can be done. If there's nothing that can be done or that should be done, then you can simply rest in silence. If there's no silence, that's okay. That doesn't mean that the thoughts are important. You can just simply watch them without being passionate about what's going on. That's literally just it. And that's freedom. All right? So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment and subscribe, and have a great day.